Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Hello and welcome to another special Between Takes episode of Missing Frames. I'm your host, Shawn Eastridge. Thanks so much for tuning in to our continuing coverage of the 2019 Atlanta Film Festival. So, about a week ago, I sat down with Natalie Metzger, the producer behind Jim Cummings' Thunder Road, which is amazing, by the way, so go see it if you haven't already. But she's also produced the upcoming comedy Greener Grass, which was written and directed by Jocelyn DeBoer and Luebbe, who also star in the film. And it was just picked up by IFC Midnight, so it'll be seeing a limited theatrical release later this year, and you'll see it on streaming platforms too. Now, Natalie is so cool. It was so much fun getting to hang out with her, chatting about her career, how she kind of accidentally stumbled into the world of filmmaking. We talk about her work on Thunder Road, Greener Grass, as well as Jim's upcoming horror project, The Werewolf. There's a little teaser here, so get excited. And actually, what's really awesome, Natalie had a flight to catch literally right after our hangout, but she still took the time to do it. So she deserves all the props, every last one of them. Make sure if you see her, just shower her in props. Don't do that. That's probably not a good idea, but still, you get what I mean. So make sure you're following her on Twitter at Metzart, that's METZART, and also on Instagram at Natalie Metzger. And check out her website too, www.rarefatal.com. All of this is linked in the episode description, so you don't have an excuse to not check it out. Anyway, let's go ahead and hop to it. And by hop, I mean let's check out the episode. You don't actually have to hop. I mean, you can if you want to, but you don't have to. Don't let me stop you if you want to. You can. Let's just go.
Now available to own on video cassette.
Thank you so much for doing this. I'm so excited to be chatting with you. I'm such a huge fan of your work, and I'm a huge fan of Greener Grass. This movie is bonkers in the best possible way. You're lucky that I am a fan of bonkers. So I wanted to just kind of chat with you a bit about that, but first I want to learn more about you. And you, first of all, you went to Emory?
Yeah, so I double majored in theater and dance and minored in English.
Okay.
I always have a soft spot in my heart for Atlanta. After I graduated, I spent a year working in local theaters, doing like improv comedy.
Like here in Atlanta?
Yeah,
Nice.
So I worked at Dad's Garage, and I worked at the time it was called Whole World, but I think they've changed the name since.
Okay.
I get to come back every once in a while, and so I got to come back to film Greener Grass. 'Cause
Right.
We filmed in Peachtree City, so that was awesome. And recently I've become friends with the head of the film department, and so we've been trying to collaborate and figure out ways to get Emory students out to LA to either intern with our company or different other things.
And how did you make the jump to film and producing? Because you were doing more of that stuff. And I read that you you were getting into choreography and things like that, and then you just kind of fell into the realm of film
Totally
producing.
fell into it, yeah. So after I graduated at Emory, I went to LA. I got my master's at CalArts in choreography. And it really was just kind of one of those things where I had taken some film classes, like I knew how to edit, I knew how to do kind of basic stuff, and I was getting really frustrated with the stage because it's limited by geography and time. So you spend this whole amount of time writing, directing, and choreographing for this piece, and then only people in that same city can see it,
Right.
and only for those 3 to 4 weeks that it's up and available to see. And I was
And you have a much smaller audience, I'm guessing, as well.
Yeah, and I was like, I want people that are across the country, like back on the East Coast to see this. I want people to be able to see this a year from now. And so what I started doing is I started taking my choreography and putting it in weird different locations and filming it. And and then made these like little experimental dance films, started submitting those to festivals. They started winning awards and getting attention. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll make some more of these.
This is all right, I guess. I'll keep doing this.
So I made more of those and kind of used that. Dance film and music video are like very similar. They're both like really kind of based on cool visuals and interesting music, and so I made that jump to music videos and then commercials. And I was working with women in film a bunch at that time, and then my friends started saying like, hey, can you help me, like my film student friends would be like, can you help me make my film the way that you made yours? And I was like, sure. And it's, you know, it's like very similar things, like, you know, like producing for the stage and producing for film, like you're still hiring the crew, dealing with vendors, you know, like.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Was it like much of a, were you kind of like, all right, was it challenging, or was it really just an easy transition?
It really felt so similar that it didn't feel like a big thing. And so I was doing both at the time. After I graduated from CalArts, I was the operations manager and producer of special projects for the dance school there. And so I was producing a lot of their shows and like running everything. And so doing these, like helping my friends out with their short films on the side was no big deal.
Yeah.
And yeah, then like other people started saying like, oh, who made your film? Like introduce me to your producer. And it was totally a word of mouth thing where people started offering me money to produce their stuff. And so I was like, okay. And eventually those projects kept on coming in and getting bigger and bigger to the point that where it was feature films, at which point I had to quit my teaching job.
Your boring job.
And do full-time filmmaking. And I've
Not
been
a bad
doing
trade.
that. Not a bad trade.
No.
And I've been doing that full-time for the past 5 years.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
And was Thunder Road your first feature that you produced?
No, so I had done I had done a narrative before that and a feature doc before that.
Okay.
But yeah, Thunder Road was special.
Gotcha. I can't express my love for that movie enough.
Oh,
And
thanks.
it's so cool to see like you and Jim and everybody kind of rallying up this independent sort of army to come in and say, hey, you don't need Hollywood to do this, do it yourself. And I just love that so much, that positivity and seeing everyone energized by that. So tell me a little bit about how you met Jocelyn and Dawn and got involved with Greener Grass.
Yeah, so it's funny because I actually met them through Jim. So Jim, Dawn, and Jocelyn had been at South by together.
Mm-hmm.
Both of their short films were in competition, and each one won awards at South by. And so when they were looking, so they had written Greener Grass, the short film, and acted in it, but they hadn't directed it. And so they had done 2 shorts that way. Then they decided it's time for us to direct.
Right.
And so when they
now,
were
was
looking-
that a decision creatively? They felt like, it's not quite what we want. Because if you write it and
was just that they were so creatively involved, they're like, we might as well
Just
be
do it
directing
ourselves.
this because like in the edit they like sit with the editor the entire time, like they were so really directing, you know, but like the directors of those films are also amazing and talented, Mitch Mickey and Paul Briganti, but yeah, I think they just felt like they were ready. And so when they were looking to direct their first short, they reached out to Jim and they said, hey, can you recommend a producer? And he was like, you should talk to Natalie. And we met, and apparently they told me that they had met with a couple other producers before me, and they had like met with this like one guy that they like really kind of jived with, and they're like, cool, like we should just go with him. We can cancel the rest of our meetings.
Right.
And apparently they just felt so bad that they didn't want to cancel on me, and so we met the next morning, and they were like, oh, like Natalie's our producer. Like she will be our producer.
That's like a rare Hollywood story where it's like somebody was so nice that they had to meet with me and then it all paid off. It's always like they didn't want to talk to me.
And it really was just like we clicked so well. I love their work so much. I love their voice. I'm obsessed with their other 2 short films. So.
I was going to ask you, so when you read the script, when you saw this short film, like did it match? Because it's such a distinctive voice and such a distinctive comedic type that I feel like it could be like, there are people who would love it and people would be like, what is this? Totally. So I was going to ask you, reading that script, seeing the short film, were you like, oh, okay, let's go for it?
The first project that I did with them was called The Arrival. And so I had just seen the Greener Grass short and Buzz, the other short. And Buzz is like one of my favorite shorts of all time.
I gotta watch these.
It's worth it. They just released it as a Vimeo Staff Pick Short of the Week.
Okay.
I watched Buzz and I'm like, I have to work with these girls. And so I produced their short film, The Arrival, which is also like...
Any relation to the Amy Adams movie? It's a spiritual sequel in any way?
No, it's... have you seen it at all?
No, don't spoil it for me. I gotta see
online,
it. Okay.
But like it's also a very, very strange, weird film about mothers.
It's like if David Lynch was a comedian.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what it is. And so The Arrival is just as strange. Check it out. It's online. It was short of the week as well. Anyway, so I did that short film for them. And so I'd already like known their voice by like watching their stuff. And so by the time they had the feature of Greener Grass, I was like so familiar with them and their voice. It was like, oh yeah, of course. And also reading it, I could picture how they were going to visualize it.
Right.
And with them, like, they have such a overall complete voice. You know, they approach like the visuals in such a specific way and the writing in such a specific way and the performances in such a specific way. They really kind of have a unique tone that I've never seen before, that yeah, oh, it was like a no-brainer. It was like, let's do this. This is going to be crazy.
So I bring up David Lynch. I love his movies. I'm a huge fan of his. One of the things I love about him, and one of the things that I think is hysterical, is when people try to analyze his movies and ask him specifically about them, and he's like, yeah, no, I'm not telling you anything. It's about whatever you think it is.
Yeah.
Was there ever a point where you were like, did you try to analyze, did you try to like figure out what certain things might mean?
They, so the girls have like very, very specific thoughts on every single thing. So there's nothing random in the film. They're like, they never want to just do a weird thing for weird's sake. It's always based off of something specific. And, you know, they dove like really deep for this film into like old school America and like pioneers and like what it is to want the American dream. What is the American dream? You know, like all of these kind of deeper things, and also this idea of like this like current zeitgeist of like wanting to quote unquote make America great again and kind of go back to this like golden era and like what was that golden era and like what were like what's the dark underbelly like of that golden era. And so so like it's I've definitely talked to them about some of the different aspects, some weird aspects of the film, you know, in terms of like what their perspective is, but it's never just like, this means this. Yeah, it's like, it's always something specific, but they also don't really like to share that stuff because they really do want the audience to take away their own thing, because audiences have like taken away, at Sundance we were like so intrigued by like some of the questions we got at the Q&As were like, people just had such different perspectives on what it was, but like it meant so much to them, and so they don't want to take that away. So like they want people to take their own thing, but like knowing that everything has such a specific like research and history.
So let me ask you this: what are some of your favorite reactions to this film so far? And it can be positive, negative, like just in terms of like if you could put any quote on the movie, anything. What is one of your favorite? From any side of the spectrum.
I love, it's interesting because I feel like so many reviews that come out are like, you know, they like kind of explain like kind of the plot of the story, and then at the very end give it like a thumbs up and a thumbs down. And most of the reviews for this have been like, we have no idea what we just watched. It's insane, it's brilliant, go see it, we can't tell you anything about it. And so like that's kind of like amazing, just to leave these writers just kind of speechless of like, we can't say anything because anything will give something away. And it's also just so crazy, it's hard to explain, like you won't understand the tone, so just go see it. And I really love that.
Yeah, that's great. Are there favorite memories, like is there a particular day that stands out to you from the production that was either challenging or memorable in a particular way?
Oh yeah,
that you were like,
there were
this
so
is the
many.
day.
We were you know, they tell you when you're making a movie, especially your first movie, to avoid children, animals, babies, and this movie has
like
all of them.
In the first scene, all of them.
All of them throughout. So that was always kind of a fun and interesting challenge of, you know, like, you know, just those limitations. But yeah, I think the thing that didn't occur to us when we decided to shoot in Georgia was the rain. You know, like we're so used to in LA just not even thinking about it. And of course in the world of Greener Grass where everything is perfect and everyone has everything together, there's no rain. It's all sunny and beautiful. And so it wasn't something where we could just like, oh, like let's just cover up the camera and we can like still shoot through it. It was something where we really had to wait for the rain to pass so that it was like perfect sunny skies. So that was, I think, an interesting day where we were shooting the exterior soccer scenes and had to deal with rain coming in and out, and luckily it's Georgia, so it's like it rains for like 15 minutes and then it's gone. But yeah, so like we definitely had to like take cover at some point when it was raining in the middle of our soccer scene with like I think 30 kid extras or something like that. But it all ended up working out. Oh, another just quick story is so the dog. So Jocelyn and Don had a very specific picture in mind of like the perfect golden retriever.
And
just
it is a perfect golden retriever. They found it.
Yeah. And so we had reached out to these, different dog wranglers in Atlanta, and they were sending us these trained dogs that are used to being on set and all these things, and none of them had the right look that they wanted. And so Jocelyn got an Instagram and literally just started searching for breeders of golden retrievers, trying to find sires and dames that had the right look to see if they had recent puppies. And so she found this one breeder that had a sire that had the right look, and so she was like, does the sire have any new puppies? And he did, but the puppy was 7 months old, and our dog wrangler was like, you can't have a dog that young on set.
7 months old when you shot the...
Yeah. And so you can't train a dog that young,
right.
it won't listen, it won't do anything that you want. And the girls were like, we prefer for it to have the right look, and we'll shoot around it. And so we had this 7-month-old golden retriever puppy on set that would never ever do what we wanted it to do, but we still got.
But it was adorable.
Moments. Yeah,
at the very least, it was cute.
And we just had to spend the extra time to just do a million takes to make it happen, and we did. But it was definitely funny of just this everyone was just all right, this is a puppy, and we're gonna deal with it as it is. Yeah.
So, what are some specific lessons as a producer you take from Greener Grass that that will live with you forever, that you'll take on to future projects? What do you think this brought to your skill set?
I think I don't know if it was new things as much as reinforcing stuff of the importance of, I always say find your tribe, but it's finding those collaborators that you trust so much with their department that you could, walk away and they would do it, that they care so much about that particular style, that particular design, or whatever it is, that they will go above and beyond. And we definitely found that on this movie. So we had worked with Lauren Oppelt, our costume designer, before, but she just hand sewed all of these amazing outfits.
Wow.
It was one of her ideas to color block each of the characters, so they all have the matching husband's outfits and matching kids' outfits.
It's so distinctive.
And so, having someone like her, having someone like Lee Poindexter, our production designer, who just, she and Kristen Gibbler, our art director, just went above and beyond, creating these this amazing world, first of all, and just these all these little hidden things that sometimes the girls would be months into the edit and would still discover something new that the production designer had put into a small corner, but it totally reflects on the character and is totally a little shout out to something else that happens in the movie, and they're like, oh my god, that thing is there, and so it's just finding people that kind of become part of that film family,
right?
And we'll do whatever it takes to make it happen.
Nice. So as far as, are you sticking with producing? Do you think you had a cameo in this movie in the yoga scene? So is acting in the future? I mean, writing, directing. Do you think maybe someday moving into that realm?
No,
Okay.
I hate being in front of camera, but it's a tradition now that I make a cameo in every single movie. I did in Thunder Road, and I'm even in this new movie for Jim. Very brief. I was actually supposed to have a bigger role, but I ended up having to head off set that day. But it's I much prefer being behind the camera.
So this new film from Jim, it's a horror film, The Werewolf. Is there anything? It just wrapped. Is there what do we have to look forward to without spoiling or?
Yeah, I'm not allowed to say too much, but it is a fun ride. It is funny, and it rides that fine line between humor and tragedy that Jim does so well. Plus it has this thriller happening throughout, and it's just you will be on the edge of your seats, and there's some twists and turns. It's really, really great.
I'm extremely excited for it.
fun.
And then my last question for you. So I do a podcast called Missing Frames, and the idea is we watch all the movies we should have seen by this point in our lives. So I'm talking classic Citizen Kane, The Godfather, things like that, and then also fan favorites. So for you personally, is there a frame missing from your life, a movie that everyone is how could you not have seen that you need to see?
Ooh. I don't know if this is a classic movie, but something that came up while shooting Werewolf that Jim is one of his favorite movies, and everyone else had seen that I hadn't, is The Burbs.
The Burbs is great.
So apparently I need to see The Burbs.
The first time I saw that, I was like, I think I was in middle school, and I was just homesick. And my dad was like, here, have some crackers, and I rented this movie for you. And it was The Burbs, and I was like, Dad, I don't know what you just did, but it opened the door. I think it's the reason for all my success today is that moment. So yeah, you absolutely should see that
it's in
movie.
Jim's top 5, so I feel like I just need to...
Somehow that doesn't surprise me. But Natalie, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure.
You.
Congratulations. The movie is wonderful in all the most twisted ways.